Hi there everyone, welcome to my channel Aqualuna73. This is going to be a reading for Capricorn. Please be in mind this is moon readings and it's general readings, and it might not resonate with all Capricorn people. Okay, so I'm going to use a new deck that I bought. Notice that I'm struggling with this deck lately. Okay, well, not lately, but it's a new deck, so I'm trying to get used to it. Excuse me if my nails are not really looking very nice. I walk with my hands most of the time. I don't have time to go for manicures and stuff like that. It's no use. I can go for a manicure. It's no use to put on those nails because it holds me back basically. I can't do my work properly because I work with my hands. Anyway, Capricorn, I got up this morning and I was in a really a vibey mood. I felt so good, to be honest. You will see. I don't know. I can't remember what time it was when I posted that thing about the animals saving the planet. But I felt very good. And then I went to go check on your charts, Capricorn, and where the planets are and where the moon phases are. Okay. And I saw, because there is a specific thing that popped up into my head. It seems that some of you, I think it is either people that have been watching my readings for a while. Okay, they are struggling with some type of aspect when it comes to free will and morality. Okay, or distinguishing between the two. And there is this reading that I made quite a long time ago about, what is it? It's about Assassin's Creed, the game, where they speak about, what was it? I can't remember. It was such a long time ago. About, I can't remember what it was about, but it has something to do with, also regarding something to do with this. But I titled the video that it's only for those discerning minds that can understand these things very well, because a lot of people might look at this video and the title and disagree with what I have to say because they don't understand nature, they don't understand how it works, how nature works, okay, how, I would say religion, oh my God, how nature works and how religion fits into the fact that religion wanted to control certain aspects of human beings. Okay, I don't only think that people incorporated certain spiritual practices to inhibit people's, like for instance religion. Okay, religion can also be seen as a spiritual tool to give people guidance and to help people, because a lot of these people that studied these things understand that people have an animalistic nature to themselves, and they wanted to guide these people to help them overcome this animalistic nature here with this devil card, so that they can yeah, basically so that you can avoid certain things. Because if you act from an animalistic perspective, okay, you have the tendency to maybe draw certain things to you, and you do not know why, or you have questions. I have no idea where this reading is going. But anyway, when I meditated on your sign, Capricorn, I felt very heavy because um, this is something that's very difficult for me to talk about, because I feel it's very personal. It's extremely personal, okay? And but in the same breath, it's also something that a lot of women, okay, struggle with, especially black women or mixed race women or women in general. It doesn't matter what your race is. There is some type of wound, especially a sexual wound, because this is where this reading is going, regarding a sexual wound that you have. It might be that I'm talking to a divine male and a divine female. There are several of you, okay? Because I went to go study on the astrology charts, and I saw that Mercury is moving into Sagittarius. Okay, it's going to be Sag season soon. Sag season is also a season of festivities because it's Christmas. Okay, so Mercury is represented by Gemini, and Gemini is communication, and it's moving into Sagittarius, which indicates to me that either someone is going to be understanding something very clearly, maybe something or I wouldn't say someone is understanding something very clearly. Maybe Gemini can also be considered as freedom of speech, okay? Expressing yourself, okay? And it's moving into Sag. The moon phases currently is in Scorpio on the 13th of November. Full moon is in Gemini on the 27th, and the new moon on the 12th of December in Sagittarius. So, sorry about this. I have no idea where this is going, but I told you it's free will and morality. A lot of people, when they start to go on the awakening journey, they start to understand these things better. Okay. But this is where the problem comes in. It's when people start to think that, okay, now that I understand the God concept, that I am also a God, I can do whatever I want to. No, it doesn't work that way. Free will doesn't work that way, because it's almost like people think, okay, now that I know certain things, I can do whatever the hell I want to know. This is not how things work. You still have to consider the fact that you're creating karma for yourself and others. Okay, if you do certain things or act out on certain things, okay? So free will basically comes with a certain type of responsibility, where you realize, okay, I have gained this knowledge and this wisdom, but I also have to be responsible with it, okay? And this is where the morality part comes in, because morality is basically, I've been in a secularist group, okay, of people, and something that I've noticed about when I moved in this specific group, I've noticed that they are, most of them were atheists, agnostic, and so forth, but they always spoke about this morality aspect, about sex and all those things, okay? And they're very expressive. They were very expressive regarding these things, and I had an issue with this. That they were this expressive sexually, they were this expressive with their free will, basically. And I think that it makes me think of, okay, this is going to be a long reading. It makes me think of, and I don't want to continuously quote the Bible, but this is where source is leading me now. If you remember, there is this text in the Bible where Jesus was on one of his pilgrimages, and he encountered these two men, and these two men were possessed by demons. Okay, and when he encountered them, they said to him, are you here to preach to us? Because they knew who he was and what he represented. He was a strong spiritual figure, and he knew the truth about everything, basically, okay, because he walked the hard spiritual path of enlightenment. So if Jesus existed, for that matter, I don't know, okay, there's a lot of speculation surrounding these things. But anyway, let's continue. um I don't want to digress, okay, but when he encountered them, they said to him, okay, before, we don't want, he wanted to cast him back to hell. They said no, they don't want him to be casted back to hell because they knew the pain that was waiting there for them. Okay, so they said there's a group of pigs, go into the pigs, and the pigs, they went into the pigs, and the pigs went down the uh, uh, um, cliff. They killed themselves or drowned themselves, basically. So this is why a lot of Islamic people do not eat pork, because they consider pork as a dirty animal. I mean, pigs as a dirty animal. So what I'm trying to tell you is this: pigs are very intelligent. This is my analogy now. Okay, bear with me here. Okay, pigs are extremely intelligent beings. They are considered as probably second to chimpanzees concerning intelligence, which means they mammals. They have the ability to feel feelings and stuff like that. But pigs also love the dirt. Okay, so if you look at it from a spiritual analogy or philosophical analogy, is this: you can accumulate a lot of knowledge. Okay, you can accumulate a lot of knowledge, and you can read all the esoteric and occultic books and all these things. But what do you do with this information that you have? Are you responsible with this? Or are you just going to dish it out to people and irresponsibly, or do certain things irresponsibly, and uh, uh, um, say for instance you're a teacher, you know certain things, okay, whether you're a spiritual teacher or ordinary teacher, you're not going to tell your pupils everything, because you know they are not capable to digest certain information. They are not ready to digest certain information. And if you do give people certain information, they either going to, the instincts are going to kick in, the animalistic part is going to kick in, and it's going to cause friction and trouble, basically. Okay, so are you here to teach and guide, or are you here to cause division and friction? This is what way this is possibly going. So how do you use this free will? Okay, the other thing is morality. Okay, morality is just a word, it's just one word, but this is what it represents. It's a personal code of virtues. It's your personal ethics, or it's your personal code of honor, okay, or your personal rules of conduct. And all of us have to have a personal code of virtue, a personal code of ethics or honor. If you look at knights, okay, if you look at the Knights of the Round Table of King Arthur, they were honorable, okay? They did certain things in a certain way, and they were honorable, and they protected not only the kingdom but also the people of the kingdom, okay? Their responsibility was not only to their king, but it was also to the people of the kingdom. Do you understand where I'm going with this? Okay, so I'm not sure where this is going, but um like I said, well, this is what I picked up, and I don't want to digress. Okay, I'm going to shuffle the cards. I picked up an energy of an individual. This individual experienced something, and this is going to go very deep, okay? Because when I picked this up, I felt very uncomfortable. I also started to cry because I identified with this experience, and I'm going to tell you why, okay, later. But first, we're going to talk about this individual that I picked up. This individual, I said Mercury is moving into Sagittarius, okay? It could be you either Gemini or you're a Sagittarius or you have this in your chart, okay? But this is a Capricorn moon reading, but you have to understand, go get your birth chart calculated. So, this is what I picked up. This is an individual that experienced something violent at someone else's hand. It may be a man. Either this person was abused in some or other regard. I have no idea who this is. I've picked this energy previously. If you go back into my readings, I cannot even remember whose reading it was, but I picked this energy up of someone that was abused, either sexually abused or physically or emotionally or verbally abused. Okay, either. I don't know what. But today it comes out as sexual abuse, okay? Or physical abuse, like in someone being beaten, okay? I don't like to go here, but I have to, okay? Because this is where I'm guided to go. So, but I don't like these types of readings. Okay, so this is the experience that I was talking about, that I identify with, okay? I see that we all have sexual wounds that we have to deal with. Okay, we all have sexual wounds that we have to deal with. Okay, I just wanted to say Sagittarius. He's definitely, I have no idea who this is, okay? But I don't know who I'm going to offend when I do this. But it's something very personal to me. And to be honest, at this stage in my life, I probably shouldn't care that much about it, because if it offends any of my family members that watch these videos, okay, this didn't affect you the way it did me, so I'm going to talk about this, okay? At the bottom of the deck is Virgo, King of Coins. I think this is the King of Coins, right? Hope so. Okay, so this cards confuse me, but anyway, this is the experience. You can see I find it difficult to talk about this. Okay, I grew up in a very loving home with loving parents, but also very strict regarding certain things. And as I grew up, I realized why my parents were this way, especially my mom, about certain things. And the wounds that affected her also affected me as a child, okay? And obviously you grow up with these things. And my mom had a sexual wound. My mom was raped when she was 17 years old. And out of this rape was, she studied to be a nurse, and she was in the nursing college. And her parents entrusted her to this family, okay, because she went away from home and she studied. Obviously she wasn't at home, because they obviously prayed together, and they, like I said, I have a very religious family, and they trusted this family, and this family had a son, and the son had tendencies towards my mom, okay, for a long time. My mom was very naive. She said at that stage in her life, her parents, because they were this strict, never educated her about sex and babies and stuff like that. She just went out innocently into the world. I'm not going to go into details on what happened, but eventually, what happened is he went to jail for, I don't know, can't remember how long he went to jail for. He went to jail for what he did, and I can remember my mom said in the case that was, she said that they said, the judge for that matter said, I don't want to repeat what the judge said, because the judge was very, she said the judge was very, the word warn is coming to mind. The judge was warned, like worn out, and she said something. I think it was a she said something. And this man later on, after he came out of jail, he came to my mom for forgiveness thing. But I I don't want to go into details about these things, but obviously through the years, my mom met my dad, and it's almost like my dad had to heal certain parts of my mom, and he did a dandy good job of that because he loved her. The parts of her that she didn't and couldn't love because of what happened to her. And obviously I grew up with the same wounds because my mom raised me in a certain way about sex, okay, and this is why they were the way they were. They were trying to protect me to a certain extent. They succeed? Not really, because there were certain things that also happened to me, okay. And I think this is sexual wounds are wounds that a lot of females struggle with. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. And obviously, when you have these types of wounds, you have certain perceptions of sex and the way you see it. Maybe disgust, or I have no idea what this is for you, okay? Or intimacy, you have problems being intimate with individual or with a person, or opening up, or I have no idea. But whatever, I don't know who I'm picking up here, but whatever happened to you, it's not your fault, okay? You didn't ask for this to happen to you. So I have no idea what this is. That individual that did that to you, I had this video that popped up into my news feed when I loaded the video. It was why men rape. I went to go save the video, but I didn't have the courage to go look at it. I still don't have the courage to go look at it. I'm scared. I'm serious. Okay. I think I also have a fear for men, of men, for that matter, because of what my mom experienced. Okay. This makes me wary and very reluctant towards men. And I know for a fact I need to heal that part of myself too. Because I know for a fact not all men are the same. So I'm not sure what I'm picking up here. I have some decent men in my life, like seriously. Very, very decent humans. So I've realized through the years that whatever my parents did, they did to protect me because of the experiences that they had. And maybe some of it was a little convoluted on the way they tried to protect me. I have no idea. I don't think there was anything convoluted, but maybe there was. I can't think of anything. Like, okay, convoluted. What would I describe as convoluted? My dad, he was very strict. I couldn't wear makeup. Okay, my dad never allowed me to wear makeup, nail polish, lipstick. It was only after I finished high school that I could wear these things. I couldn't wear certain types of clothing and stuff like that. Okay, so yeah. But I do understand now why. Because my dad tried to protect me, because he understood men. He knew men, how men thought. Okay, so I have no idea where this is going. But I strongly pick up a woman, yeah, that went through something. And you're going to be okay, okay? My mom, she is 81 years old now, and she lives a beautiful life. She has a very blessed life. And she has a family that loves her, that love her. We love her. Okay. Anyway, let's start with your reading. So, if I'm picking up here, there's this other energy that I also picked up. I just want to drink some water. Okay. I'm going to draw some oracle cards. I'm going to use this one here and this. I have no idea what cards I should use. Let's just see. So I said the reading was going to be about free will and morality. So this is also what came through, okay? And you have to bear with me because I have no idea where this reading is going. You start off with the devil card. I used to work with youth, young people, and we used to do teenage pregnancy prevention programs in Cape Town at schools. And the reason why if they decided to do these things was because we have an issue here in South Africa, especially the Western Cape. And I'm going to be frank about this. We have a horny bunch of young teenagers here. Okay? A horny bunch of young teenagers in South Africa in general. All they can think about is sex. Okay? The whole world is consumed by sex. So, I have no idea where this is going. And sex is part of nature, part of our human condition, part of who we are, okay? I have no idea where this reading is going. But you also have to be responsible regarding these things, what you say, what you do about these things, because my grandma always used to say, koppie het ore. Okay, koppie het ore. And that means, in English, if you translate it to English, cups have ears. That thing that you hold on into the cup, that's an ear. Okay. So she said, koppie het ore. A cup has ears, meaning, what does a cup contain? Water. Water contains emotions, feelings, thoughts. Okay. So it's like that cup picks it up and it stores it in that cup. Do you know why I'm going with this? This is grandma that said that. Okay, koppie het ore. You don't know who you're talking to. You don't know who's listening to you. You don't know who's watching you. Okay, so what is your code of conduct? What is your personal virtues? What is your personal values as an individual? How do you carry yourself in public? What do you say on social media? How do you carry yourself? This is so important, okay, as an individual. Key, unlocking, answer, destiny, openness, solution, and fulfillment. I don't think I even need to, okay? We all have keys. All of us have keys, okay? We can open these keys. It opens bags of knowledge, but how do you utilize this, okay? The Ego King, the big picture, angelic help. You need to see the big picture about something. So this is where the other thing that also I tried to look up the scene. There's a specific scene in Men in Black. I couldn't find it. Okay. But I suggest you go look at it. It's a Men in Black of Chris Hemsworth. He speaks to this young girl. She's a recruit of the Men in Black. Okay, a young recruit that he works with. And they were talking about falling in love. And she said to him, I don't believe in that kind of thing. So he said, what do you mean you don't believe? Have you never felt anything like that before? To say so she said to him, you, if you understand, science takes the magic out of everything. Okay. And I think it's very important that science takes the magic out of everything, because if you look at something and you see it as magical, you start to become stupid. Okay, to be honest, you become stupid. Okay, so this is not magical, it's science that happens to you. It's just a chemical reaction in your brain telling you, okay, I fell in love with a young boy, and then you have sex with him or your child. This is for adults, these readings. Okay, that's because I talked about teenage pregnancy prevention. I think you should, as a parent, be open and honest regarding these things with your kids. Okay. The other thing that I also want to mention is these things start at home, sexual education and stuff like that. I don't think parents spend enough time talking to their kids about these things, and they should be open and honest with their kids regarding sex. We don't live in an age anymore. Your mom told you were a monkey on the mountain. This is how my grandmother used to tell my mom. No, they didn't want it because they were too religious. Okay, they didn't want to talk about these things with their kids even. Anyway, so I have no idea where this reading is going. You should be open and honest in a very discreet way about these things. Okay, so okay, so you got the devil card and the sun. It's like the sun is illuminating something destructive. Okay, the sun is illuminating something destructive and constrictive, a mindset, like a mindset here with this Virgo card as well. It's an earth sign, so it means it's very grounded, okay, rooted, like the Hierophant, very traditional. So it's like a structure that needs to be, I would say it's a structure that needs to be broken here with these thoughts cards. With this Four of Swords and this One of Swords. It's like the universe wants you to retreat here and reflect. You need to retreat and reflect about something. I have no idea what. For everyone, it's going to be different. Maybe there's some type of communication or understanding, or maybe there's something that you don't understand very well. Okay, like I said in the beginning, and it's like the universe is asking you to step back and reflect about something, or study something, or understand something. So you got this is the 12 of Wands. Okay, so I'm going to read it the way I see it here. Okay, it's not 12 of Wands, but this is a 12, which is what? Knight. It's a Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands. Am I right? You know what? You look at this figure here. Usually the Knight of Wands is represented by someone that's very feisty, passionate, intense. Just look at this figure here. He's like in a desert. He's this boat that's half covered with this like skeleton lying there, and then this figure with like Moses figure, Noah figure. Looks like a Noah figure. Makes me think of that part in the Bible where Jesus went into the desert for the 40 days and the 40 nights. I think this is a representation of, and this is what I pick up here with this card. This is a representation of him facing certain aspects within himself. So basically he encountered the devil there, okay? When he went there in the desert, Jesus encountered the devil. But the religion wants you to portray the devil as something separate from yourself, but it's not, okay? It's something inside of yourself. So basically he went into the desert to face himself, okay? His own inner demons and what he needs to overcome inside of himself, okay? His own carnal behaviors as a human, because he came to this earth as a human being, okay? To teach us as humans these things, to overcome certain animalistic things within ourselves. So you need to, if I'm talking to you, if you're a young person, I spoke about, you will see in my community section, I made a post of Will Smith, he's on the picture. I spoke about these experiences that my daughter and I had. And it's the experiences that I was talking about, is sexual harassment experiences that she experienced at her school with young teenage boys. I'm not going to go into detail, but it's not something that only happens in school. It's something that generally happened. Okay. So I'm going to give a simple example. I don't know how else to express this, to explain to you what we and she experience. This is something that I have experienced for years. Okay, for years, and my daughter is having the same experiences. I'm sure I'm not the only woman experiencing this, okay? It's when you encounter a bunch of horny men, okay? Men that don't have the animalistic part of them in control. Basically, they would whistle, and make remarks and stuff like that, okay? It has come to a stage when my daughter and I go out, okay? They would be really abrasive in how they are towards us. She doesn't want to go out alone. Usually a brother goes with her or I go with her, because they like the way they look at her. Okay, it's almost even me, I had the same experiences. It's like she said to me the other day, Mom, I bought me this thing. I want to wear it. It's very hot. Okay, it's very hot. It's summer. And usually when it's summer, you want to, okay, this is the nice thing about the guy. This is the nice thing about the guy. If it's hot, he can take his t-shirt off, but you can't, because your breasts are going to be bare, or you walk in those things that you wear when you go to the gym. Okay, you walk around in one of those things, but you cannot walk in public, because then you're going to draw attention to yourself, unnecessary attention, which is sometimes very aggravating, but it becomes excessive. Okay, it becomes like extremely abrasive and excessive, to the extent that they become disgusting and vulgar. Okay, and this is what I'm talking about. Then she puts on something. She says, okay, I'm going to put on this, it's very hot. I'm going to town today with my friends, it's very hot, I'm going to go. Then she walks around and she walks around and says, when are you going? No, I'm just still deciding whether I'm going to wear this. And then when she eventually goes out, she wears something totally that covers her up, because she knows what she's going to experience. Some fucking disgusting, horny ass that can't control his fucking horniness, okay? Anyway, let's continue. Yeah, this came out in the reverse. 7 of Wands. I have no idea. Let me see. I think whatever this experience is, yeah, I strongly get the feeling that you became very defensive. Whoever you are, your boundaries became very defensive with the Seven of Swords. Like, yeah, you see this, I mean, wands. It's like these wands build a wall, like it's like a barrier, okay, to protect, basically, you. Or maybe it's this personal code of virtues or ethics, yeah, that you created to protect yourself, basically. You got the Wheel of Fortune, but it came out in the reverse. I think because of this barrier, okay, there is certain aspects that you're withholding. It's almost like you're keeping something away from you. I can understand why you build these walls. Like I told you, this individual that I'm picking up here, this person built walls, high walls, very defensive walls, because of this abrasive and ugly experiences that they had with the opposite sex, possibly. I have no idea who you are, okay? But with this Wheel of Fortune coming in the reverse position, it indicates to me it's you withholding some, I wouldn't say some type of fortune, yeah, maybe some type of fortune, but, or not good luck, this is not what, blessing, okay? Maybe it's because of the structures that you put into place. You have these high walls, high values, which is very, very, very good, okay? But you might be misinterpreting something, okay? Or not seeing something correctly because of these barriers that you built. And now there is, it's almost like you created the wall and now it's withholding something from coming in. So you got the Five of Swords and the Three of Swords. Sorry, the cards shouldn't be reversed. Okay. Anyway, let's continue. Like I said, you are very defensive with this Five of Swords and isolated, creating walls and barriers around yourself to protect yourself because of hurt. Okay. You were hurt severely. It's, there's always, okay, for every family or wound that a family carries, it's different, okay? I would say the wound that our family carries is shame because of what happened to my mom, okay? And I can, it affected the family a huge, in a huge way, in a very huge way. Not only me and my brothers, but my mom, my dad, and the extended family as well. I think somehow when you have an experience like that, you later on feel that you feel like an outcast, basically, and this type of stigma that is attached to you. And back then, when stuff like that happened, even up until today, a lot of times the reason why women don't come clean with these things is because some people reason that this person looked for this experience, they They drew this experience to themselves because of the type of clothing that they wore. But that is a load of horseshit, okay? That's a load of horseshit. Because for years, okay, people walked around naked. Even tribes in Africa, they walk around with their titties hanging out. And nobody gets horny about that. Huh? So don't come with that bullshit to me. I don't have time for that shit, okay? I'm sorry, I don't know, I'm not blaming you, Cappy, okay? I'm just getting aggravated with how people reason, okay? Because it's stupid, okay? It's like really stupid. But in the same breath, you have to be very discerning. It doesn't mean now that you know these things, you can go just act out and do stupid things. Like I said, be discerning on how you present yourself, what you bring to the table, how you present yourself as an individual, what you want to say to the world, because you never know who's watching, okay? Especially kids. Kids are very, I think there are a lot of people that are grown-ups that are still also in this mentality, okay? But it doesn't mean you have to be an asshole and be abrasive about your knowledge, because there is this pig concept coming in again. I say the pig is very smart, and the pig is very, the pig is very smart, and the pig is very intelligent. But in the same breath, it means that that pig has a lot of knowledge. What does that pig do with that knowledge? Is he going to be a pig about it and roll around it and aggravate people with that knowledge? Or is that person going to utilize it to help people grow and withhold certain things because they know for a fact certain people are not ready to hear certain things? Because I firmly believe if you aggravate certain things, you create certain karmas unnecessarily. Okay? This is where there's this passage in the Bible where Jesus spoke about turning the other cheek. If someone comes and they steals you, if they steal your coat, give them your other coat too. It doesn't mean you docile, okay, and you allow a person to walk all over you, okay. If you look at these monks, okay, these Shaolin monks, or the people who practice these monks that practice Buddhism, you will see even the karate um and the martial arts, okay, it's a very disciplined and age old fighting skill, okay, where people use their hands. They didn't use weapons, they used their body to attack another person. So they had to obviously discipline and grow that vessel very strongly. This is why they have these certain types of practices, and they discipline themselves, okay, they discipline their mind and their body. So this is very important. Maybe this is has something to do with self-discipline, okay, spiritual self-discipline, spiritual discernment, because this is where spirituality comes in. Spirituality is basically like the occasional detergent that we all need to use, okay. We all wash clothing, we wear our clothing, and our skins, because like I spoke the other day about fortnight, our skins become dirty, we have to clean it, okay. Every This is the same with our being, our vessel, our body, our spirit. We have to keep it clean, okay. And this is why sex is sacred. Sex is a sacred deed, and I think humans vilified it or made it disgusting, basically. I'm not going to go into details regarding these things, but anyway, this is your last card, which is a 10 of Cups. I think this situation, whatever this is, I think it's overwhelming to you, but there's also this aspect of Mercury moving into Sagittarius, where something will be understood. Maybe you will understand I don't know what this is for you, okay? Like I said, I strongly picked up someone who watches my readings for a long time, and this person doesn't understand something very well. I hope this reading is helpful. So let's see, give me a last few cards for this individual, please. Oh my God, this reading is open yourself to others. This is how you will create new friendships and attract a love relationship. Like I said, I strongly get the feeling this individual has built up very high walls, very emotional with this 10 of cups. Okay, you may be hiding your emotions very well. Twin flame, this is just flipped out. This person is your mirror soul. This is why this connection feels so sacred to you. Okay, so this is it for you. I have no idea where this is going. If you want to go look up, a lot of spiritual practices consider sex as very sacred. I do too. There is this, let me just go here. I know this reading is very long. I want to just where is it? I can't find it. But there's this scripture where they talk about the reason why. Okay, there's a scripture in the Bible where it says a man will leave his mother and father and become one with his wife. Okay. Um, I don't know who I'm doing this reading for. Okay. Sex is something that's very sacred between two individuals. It's not something, it's something very powerful. Okay. And it's something that should be treated with respect and honor, because it's a sacred deed. It's the most powerful way to connect to the most powerful way to connect to your higher self, to the divine, to create. Okay, so this is why the universe, God, source, spiritual practices want you to be discerning regarding these things. You should go do your own research regarding this. Okay, anyway, please take care. I love you guys. Bye.